And we are live. What's going on, guys? Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm dancing.
Hello.
Yeah, how are you?
I see that now.
Not doing any of my due diligence today.
Yeah.
Yeah, where's that Roll20 shit?
It's on that Roll20 website. It's yeah.
Is that what it's called? Roll20.com.org?
Yes.
Children of the Moon. We're playing that, right?
.gov something. That's right.
Ben Briggs.
Ben.
If somebody has I'm not sure, but you're still here on my end. You might have minimized.
I got it. I do that and then I can't find it again. It's weird.
Somebody has some additional echo coming through.
That was
somewhere.
me. I just
killed
it.
Yeah, right on.
No.
All right, lads and ladies.
Oh, no.
What's wrong, bud?
Well, now that we're in a dungeon, I got to figure out where I am. There we are.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I'm just looking at a black screen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We are.
You didn't kill us, so huzzah.
It's everybody survived. I had great rolls for the first time in my life.
You did an admirable job as my mule.
Look at that.
I was almost your oven.
Almost. Very close. Very, very close. But
It was graceful as hell going down a rope.
we made the most of it.
I don't want to talk about going down the rope.
Oh,
style.
I like the peek over. We didn't see most of that.
Who did that? That's terrible.
Oh, thank you guys for all the hosts. I do appreciate that. Cypher and Squad, you guys have been wonderful so far. So, episode 6. Hopefully you guys are feeling a bit more comfortable. We've got to break Rio in still, but I think you guys are certainly assimilating to your characters quite well. And people are trying to put in some really broken items for each of you.
No.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Give me the broken items.
Yeah. Well, okay, so they want to give broken items to everyone but Pilakka.
Why? Oh, come on. Come on, guys.
What? They want to give me
What?
broken items?
Oh yeah, they want to make sure that everybody is adequately equipped for whatever is coming forward in the dungeon, but at the same time they want
The
to.
guy's got like a whopping 8 HP maximum.
Palaka is an old lady who's been through a lot and she deserves your support.
So there
Respect the elderly.
may or may not have been a particular dagger that they wanted to put in for Pilakka. That upon the moment that you touched it, you would have to make a fortitude save of 28, or
Not happening.
you take 4d6 constitution damage.
Why do they hate you?
I don't.
What are they trying
Wow.
to do?
No, I figured out what it is. Palaka's that little old lady everybody's had to deal with. Like the
The very
extreme
demanding.
couponer or the holy shit, I need to talk to somebody other than you.
Palaka has the "Can I talk to your manager" haircut.
Yes.
And she's 12,000 years old
Does
or
she?
whatever. So
Yeah.
Is
Right,
is
it's
the
blue.
is the I want to talk to your manager haircut? Does that involve putting little bird skulls and feathers?
I have
in your...
come for your Saturday sales.
It's more angular, but you could,
Ma'am, it's Monday,
make it Saturday.
but you'll honor them, yes?
I have a coupon.
That's what it's going to be.
It's expired, ma'am. I believe you can still take it.
I like how everyone is altering their inflection to just sound like Pilakka. That's probably my favorite part of that. Everyone is hitting the inflection perfectly.
Yeah, everybody. I am suitably impressed.
I didn't even know I was doing it until I knew I was doing the hand motions, but the accent just kind of came with it.
I take that as a huge compliment.
I think as you should. I mean, I'm
Fucking Pilakka.
The character is established in your guys' heads.
The rules,
can't-
I'm just reeling within.
I dropped my accent the second week because I forgot. So I need to try to bring it back. It might be too late.
Yeah.
So
Run with it, however it goes, right?
exactly.
We will have some things coming into the game tonight. Some things will be found in the dungeon, and as such, right out of the gate, Crystallized Rose is making sure that Neferani is extra safe. She wants to give you 2 Cure Light potions.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you.
Is we're trying to be careful so as to not overload the players, inundate them with potions. Because if we do that, then we remove plausible cause of potential threats to mortality.
We get too cocky.
Yeah.
But
Like, yeah, I can take a fireball or
Already
two.
got two?
Yeah, I think you guys either have one or two each.
I think we got one last week.
Yes.
I know that I have 2 between multiple different sessions.
Oh, yeah, I have one currently. So I'll add 2 more.
Yeah, I have two.
All right, so I just added the 2 more. Thank you.
Perfect. Okay. All right. Well, then let's briefly talk about what happened last time so we can get you guys into the thick of it again. I'm stoked for dungeon activities.
Pilakka almost died like twice.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair.
I mean,
Pilakka real lucky.
We all
Pilakka
almost
don't give
died
a
that
fuck.
one. Oh, Pilakka is a honey birder.
a honey birder.
Honey badger, but different.
Yes.
Yep.
A honey raccoon.
Lord, I things I'm not sure I want in my life, but I'm okay with. Ryu, buddy, you came into the session you came into the fold essentially last session. What's going on with your character? What's happening?
He definitely knows he has his hands full as far as getting into assimilating with the group better. He kind of figured it was just going to be a bunch of ruffians that would kind of just not really talk and just push their way through. But as soon as I come up on the group, they're like just being obnoxious in the crowd, and it's great because I can just like bump in and be just as obnoxious. I don't know. I really like that Pilakka fucking blew up, like the door opened 2 inches and instantly fireballed everything.
She set
I like
that place
style.
on fire. That was quick too. I think everyone was a little surprised with that. What reason are you with it? Were you just like, you know what? Today's a good day to risk my life for 4 strangers. What's your reason for traveling, for faring or weathering the storm, so to speak?
Oh, for engaging with them?
Yes.
Well, I had received a note from the group that I can't remember their name.
The Aspis Consortium.
Yes.
The Aspis Consortium. Basically giving me an ultimatum to help these guys and kind of pulling something like, hey, go do this thing. We're calling in a favor. So that's kind of why I'm there. I don't know that they really know that yet, but that's where I'm at.
Well, you did tell them, and you showed them the seal as well.
Right, but they don't really know that I'm being blackmailed.
Correct. They don't.
And
Yeah, they're not aware of that. That's true.
So, I don't know. I have to figure out how I'm going to be like, yo, so I want to be here. I like this. This seems halfway safe. But
half. Oh, you are bold.
Must be used to some very dangerous missions.
I think my character's backstory is not as strange to this. I just didn't think that this group, looking from the outside, you know, like you look at a group of people and you're like, oh, okay. And then they just start screaming and headbanging and playing death metal. And you're like, all right, okay, awesome. I like this, but I didn't expect it. So, I think I'm ready for it. But yeah, no, it's good. I like it. I feel kind of safe.
Kind of safe.
Other than the rope adventure.
Yeah.
As long as there's no more rope climbing, I'm good, right?
Well, you've so far expressed some of your abilities to this particular group. It seems as if you have a bit of a dungeon sense, peering around, looking into what hides in corners and bereft of your field of view. You managed to stumble across a trap mechanism. Do you believe it was a trap, or was it just like the doorbell of sorts?
Right. And then we opened the I found the thing in the corner that I threw my torch in. And I was like, fuck it, let's go.
Yeah. You guys couldn't really go anywhere, right? You couldn't hide. It was just a very small room that you were in. And luckily enough, that didn't bring down a fiery hellfire. and you survived. You were brought into the next room where you found the pit, the drop-off. Yeah.
And the body.
And the body.
Or
Yeah, the body at the bottom.
Yeah.
That provided a 60-foot drop, and I feel like that was a challenge, admittedly. And I think a lot of people immediately find that the challenge comes in fighting, but I find that the environment is typically more lethal and unforgiving than a monster's fight, because there's no re-rolling dice when it comes to what's supposed to happen, right? So if you fall 60 feet and you fail your saves, that's 5d6 damage. That's just it. There's not really much in the way of saves outside of that. But if you fight, for instance, that scorpion, it's much simpler. I have to hit your AC, and then I have to hope that my damage breaks whatever threshold you might have. It's a little more trying, but the environment can be a little less forgiving. That's true. Misty, you went through a bit of your own private event last time that we played. It wasn't more so private. In fact, it was broadcasted to most of Wati. You were on stage. Yeah. And you spoke to Seti. Briefly.
Mm-hmm. It was fun.
Yeah, how did that go in general? What's your opinion of the situation?
She wasn't, I mean, out of character. I probably don't have so much of an idea out of character either, but in character she doesn't know from Adam, right? That's how it goes. You go up and you get some sort of assignment, and everybody cheers for you. Like, it felt very like, it was almost as if it was like she couldn't have dreamed a better like mission start. It was almost like Willy Wonka-esque in that she got to go up and get something, and people like, I'm an adventurer.
Yeah,
I've got a golden token.
Exactly. Right? Johnny Depp comes out. She's like, no, where's Gene Wilder? It was the whole appearance. She really did feel very. It definitely made her pretty chuffed.
Yeah, she offered you an out. You didn't take that out. I'm curious.
No.
What do you think this is just going to go super smoothly? You're not going to come out scuffed at all?
She hopes not.
She hopes that it doesn't go super smoothly.
Oh yeah, chicks get scars. Like, bring it. Like, she doesn't want this to be easy. She wants it to be great.
Yes.
Right. So the person telling me that there was like a risk of death and she wanted it to be hard, because she doesn't want to come back from her first adventure and be all like, look what I did, and have people be like, that was lame and super easy. She wants to be able to be like, I fought the biggest thing ever, and you weren't there. I was there. So without that, she doesn't have her big grand adventure. And so she understands the risks and she takes them seriously, but it is also what she yearns for.
Right. I dig it. Very cool. All right. Courtesy of, let's see here, Quailman, 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody add in a cure moderate potion. And
Oh my goodness.
yeah, now we're gonna hold off on potions. So
Sorry, if I slip off camera, I am here. I have my headset on. I'm listening.
That's fine. Yeah, we're going to hold off on potions now, going further, until you guys start using what you have, because now you should have a fairly sizable amount.
I have 3, 4.
Yes. Also, I'm going to be trying some new things in this game that I haven't tried in others.
Oh, Lord.
Every time I move into a new game, I try to learn something different or something new. So we may be experimenting here with the overuse of potions.
Like a diminished return kind of
Not
thing?
so much a diminished return as much as it potentially could lead to addiction.
Addictions, baby.
Ooh. So like a moon sugar kind of scenario.
I like that.
Something like that, yeah. Something like that. So I think we may end up finding ourselves in a situation where you just have to wait out. You know, you just got to wait out this whatever ails you. Because if you just start smashing potions, man, the divine is something extra. It can really take you to a bizarre place. Yeah, so I'm going to work on some mechanics for that. All right, KO,
Yo.
Donkor has just met another rogue, a rogue that he's never seen before. He's just happened to stumble into the group and was like, "Hey guys, what's going on? Let's hang out." Donkor's not exactly feeling it. It doesn't really seem like he's vibing immediately.
No, because he knows rogues in general. They're much like himself, because Donkor is a merchant by trade, but he does see himself as a little bit of a rogue too. He's had his a little bit of fun. So he doesn't trust them, and he feels that it may cause him either loss of money or his life, especially going into this situation where he's already has his life like a knife at his throat at 6 different angles.
Yeah. And it does feel that way, right? Like it's been almost constant that something awry has been cast upon you. But you find yourself in good company, and they seem to genuinely care for most everyone's well-being. I want to know, Donkor, who do you think the biggest threat to your survival is in this group? Maybe not directly, right? Not saying that they turn the tide and they just start fighting you, but even indirectly, who is the largest concern for your survival?
Is that a trick question?
It's not.
I see Blacklight already laughing. It's Pilakka. Pilakka is going to be that very random thing that he still doesn't understand. So to his survival, when we're talking Donkor's alone,
yeah,
he can't read that.
That's fair.
He's gonna be like, oh, there she is throwing another fireball at a thing that we potentially could have stopped without it.
Interesting take. I like that, actually. I've got to ask now, Pilakka. You have expressed recently a bit more of a dominating control and some spryness. There's some youth left in those feathers.
Mm-hmm.
When shit started getting splotchy, you dove in, casting a blaze immediately, which I think surprised most everyone, mostly myself. I expected you to kind of hang back. But I've got to know, for you, who do you feel is the biggest threat to your own survival here?
Pilakka probably sees it as if she's watching anybody in the group, it's probably going to be the newcomer in the form of Xanjafar. But for the most part, pretty much any sort of ordinary mortal is kind of the same to her. She's mostly looking at everybody, not really as much of a threat, more looking at everybody to see what usefulness can she get out of them. And so far, she's been pretty happy. It might not seem like it. It might seem like everybody's kind of in dire straits. Pilakka's probably like more along the vibe of Neferani, where she's getting excited because now things are starting to look up. And so far, the help has been competent.
Good. That's great to hear, actually.
Mm-mm.
Now, I feel like I have to ask Abasi, our resident chairlord, what are your thoughts? Who do you think is the most challenged to your current survival situation? Who is providing the most difficult?
In the party or in general?
Just inside of the party right now. We'll talk about outside momentarily.
Who's the biggest burden, Jared?
Yeah, who's the most dangerous to me in the party? Oh shit. Jamara. It's definitely Jamara. No, I think the current danger lies a mix between Donkor and Pilakka, because Abasi's starting to learn that maybe he can trust Donkor, but at the same time, he's got that aura about him that if there was a kill him and I'll let you go free kind of moment, that I would get stabbed before I had time to realize the question had been posed. And Pilakka just keeps turning into a 200-pound chicken and forcing me to carry him places. So
that's fair.
I could die in either of these scenarios.
Yeah.
I think the worst part is you're not wrong.
Not even a little bit. Like, that's all fair.
Now,
Also, don't complain. I'm a 60-pound chicken last time you carried me.
it's true.
Oh yeah, but I had to drop all of my armor, or we would have been a 400-pound bomb.
Yeah.
You say
Oh,
last
boo-hoo.
time he carried you, it's only been twice, and 50-50, you were like 200 pounds. So you say that, but the odds are not really in your favor here yet.
God, get on
50% of
your
the time.
keto already, Jesus!
I'm a mixed bag.
Now, I
You're
know
a
that
bag, all right.
Ryu hasn't had much of an opportunity to formulate that opinion as of yet. So I'm going to give him a chance to kind of feel out the rest of the crowd. But Neferani, I don't want to presume that you immediately feel as if anyone is a threat to your survival. But if you had to venture a guess, who do you think Neferani might fear brings the most burden to the party?
Probably herself.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yes.
I'm actually
because
so
she's-
surprised
she's
with
so
all of the
new.
answers.
Right? Like she's so new. She's like scared to fuck anything up. Like as confident as she is, there's like a little part of her that's like, just don't fucking stop. Make sure, like you trained for this. Don't do, because like the bird's 1,000,000 years old, and you know the new guy looks like he knows what he's doing, and the dwarf's got 1,000,000 fucking pounds of armor, and like then there's the alligator. Like everyone's awesome, and she's so young, so she's just like, ooh, don't screw this up.
Yeah. Cool. I've got to
No.
admit, I'm wildly surprised by all of the answers. I thought everyone was going to say something different. I'm actually surprised because in game,
Pilakka's dangerous. Pilakka's dangerous. Pilakka's dangerous. I'm dangerous.
yeah, I thought it was definitely going to swing wildly in the favor of seeing Abasi as a danger. He certainly welcomes many threats to your survival at this point, and they have expressed that they are capable. Certainly expressed that they're capable. How about outwardly, outside of the group? Do you think this dungeon is the biggest threat, or are there other things that that challenge you?
It's hard to say because we've yet to see what other delights the dungeon has to offer, but it's not like we're safe once we get back out, if we get
Right.
back out.
For me, it's the pook because I'm from here, so I have a healthy amount of holy crap about like what happens. I mean, the consortium is fine and dandy, but the pook is the pook.
Yeah, it's very true. Pook is at least not paying you, right? The consortium, they're certainly paying you. I mean, you got to set your required amount, which was admittedly much lower than you probably could have garnered, but you are getting paid for it. Yeah, I think the Pook definitely offers a threat there. What else? Is it just the Pook and Papa Scarabhide?
I would say the Aspis consortium is suspect at best.
Okay. Definitely the Aspis consortium. They are certainly one to fear. I want to throw one out there. I just want to see how this lands here. See if you guys have any feelings about this. The Grand Mausoleum, which is the Church of Pharasma.
We have heard a lot about this priestess. I don't know that we've had many direct interactions with her.
Only Neferani so far. That was Seti the crocodile.
Yeah, and I was way too like enamored by the process, I think, to be evaluating her as any kind of like where she even stood in the equation, other than like, I'm someone who gets you on your way. Like that's her role. So she didn't really evaluate her past that. She doesn't really have the experience to do that.
Yeah,
That's what she wants you to.
Pharasma is known as the Lady of Graves, and she has a bit of foresight, clairvoyance borderline, to depict and determine someone's death. And they have administered the rites to the ceremony of the opening of the necropolis, but she has expressed that there are rules. And this is probably the last question that I'll have for you guys. Do you remember the rules?
Honor the dead.
Don't break shit.
That's
Respect the dead.
Yeah, respect the stuff that's not attacking you, right?
There are 3 rules. Let's see if you guys can get them even as a squad. He said, "Don't break shit." So,
Oh, that was right. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's true. Every slave's hut is a memorial, which basically meant that every structure within inside of the necropolis is a testament to the people who lived and died in the city. You are not to desecrate or vandalize standing structures or tombs, but preserve them as memorials as they were intended to be. and someone said something about the dead, correct?
You have to be nice
Yes.
to them.
Yeah, honor the departed.
Them.
The dead should be treated with dignity and respect. If the interred need to be disturbed to recover an antiquity or relic, they should be returned to their resting places carefully. It is understood that the ancient dead are often brittle, but there is no need for contents of the sarcophagus to be summarily dumped onto the ground. And one last rule. One thing that she parted with. It was what she led this the ceremony with.
That I don't remember.
Have fun storming the castle? I don't remember.
Not quite. But she led it with, remember how this came to pass. The plague of madness was unleashed upon the city of Wati while religious authorities were engaged in infighting. And this was due to a cult. A very, very evil cult. But it's just that. Remember how this came to pass. Every slave's hut is a memorial, and honor the departed. Those were the tenets that she ushered for you to remember in the way that you move. Let's hope that you guys do just that. Yeah. And with that, we will continue here. So, goodbye ceremony song. Hello, Necropolis. Okay, friendos. We're going back to our map. So everyone can see.
Let me edit.
Just to make sure that we're all on the same page, you should all be here, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is open air. You guys can say whatever it is that you'd like to here. If you want to know more about the room, I can give you that. This is just this.
Oh, that's fine.
Mirrored images of a warrior in side profile facing inward are carved on ornate pair of stone doors in the western wall of the square room. The figure here is depicted wearing padded armor with a scarab-shaped shield on the arm facing the viewer, and a raised khopesh held aloft in the other hand. A crumpled humanoid body lies directly in front of the doors. A hint of decay hangs in the air, and a dried stain mars the stone floor under the body. A square shaft in the ceiling leads directly onto darkness above you.
As a reminder, I have carrion sense on Pilakka, so she probably would have smelled this ahead of time.
Yes, likely.
Probably didn't necessarily mention it to anybody, but does Pilakka smell anything else aside from the corpse in the room?
Negative. Nothing really kind of leaps out to you immediately regarding its scent.
Okay. Pilakka dusts herself off and then nudges Abasi and says, "Perhaps someone should check him. Someone with good legs." And she keeps elbowing him in the side, like to the point where it's maybe starting to hurt a little bit.
What the hell not you want good legs for? I can almost see halfway through the man. I'm more worried about how he ended up all sorts of dead, you know?
Turn him over. I'm worried that something may have buried inside his corpse.
Oh, they aren't your ray of sunshine, though. Get really close to the possible brainworms. No big deal. Abasi will
first
pull out
time in
his
the desert?
khopesh and try and, flip the body.
Okay, sure. Give me a strength check. It's not very difficult. I just want to make sure that you're able to break.
You just want to see what my dice are like today?
Yeah, that's really it.
Fair enough.
Abasi, it isn't the first time that you've seen the dead, that's for certain, but it is challenging and of the sort. The body's very stiff, it's turgid. What little is actually left in this is just basically bone. When you pull the body over itself, the arm snaps off.
Oh, you see, here's your problem. He's glued to the floor. There's no worms in him. He's just, Oh, it moved on.
We
Got
have
a new purpose.
We have to treat the body. Wait, does this one count? We
Well,
have to treat them nicely, right? Does this body count in that? Because I don't think they were here when the plague happened.
Oh, Mountain Home, though, look at him. He's clearly a robber. If anything, they'd give us an extra little benefit of anti-curse for stepping on his skull.
Saying that out loud, you realize that there was one other thing that was mentioned previously in the rooms above. It was actually a bit of a warning. Do you remember the warning at all when entering Akentepe's tomb?
Grave robbers are all going to die.
Very close. It was actually a threat to grave robbers. It was directed as an additional warning. It said the only thing that the Lady of Graves despises more than the grave robber is
the one that gets caught.
Is the unsuccessful grave robber.
Yeah.
All right.
Followed by the clear admonishment of turn back whilst you still can.
All right.
Can I examine the statues with dungeoneering to see if there's any I'm about to die moments happening?
There's no immediate statues. It's more or less like carvings. Everything here is basically carvings. You could, if anybody wanted to determine what happened to the body, you can also do that if you wanted to, of course.
Can I make a perception check to see, like, kind of if I can tell what type of person he is? Because he should have some type of something on him that survived the years of deterioration, correct? I mean, there should be, like, at least some metals or something.
Likely, yes, likely. Let's see here. So, give me a perception. If you're going to search the body, it sounds like we have Xanjafar doing just that. Abasi, for you, what you're able to glean from this is just that it's a younger rendition of what we're finding here of Akentepe. He stands before what looks to be a series of men before him. He seemed to favor his shield arm in the way that it's been depicted on the relief. The Kopesh seems very basic in its nature, but the shield itself depicts a scarab on the back of it, which is interesting, to say the least, for you.
An animal that I am more than familiar with.
Yes, he was certainly regarded in high esteem. Xanjafar, upon searching the body, you actually are going to find that it looks like scattered around him and on his person, he appears to have what looks to be two metal vials. There's also a hammer that is unbroken and a few metal pitons.
He was climbing.
Yeah.
He was trying to.
So,
Was he trying to get out?
yeah, like somebody put him there.
Right. Or he came in another way and this was how he was because that actually makes more sense. Are we having this conversation in character or out of character?
That's a good
I'd like to
question.
do that because if so, I need to think about that a little differently.
Right.
Is there a way for me to use appraisal to see how, like, how much wear and tear they have?
The instruments that you found?
Yeah.
Potentially, yeah. Go ahead. You can check it out.
Oof.
After kind of peeking over what is here, you can tell that the hammer itself is usable at best, but it is mundane in its craft. Pitons are just that. It's really just metallic devices that are meant to be driven into stone. But you think that the vials are miraculously unbroken. The figure doesn't really have to see much else. Now, if you recall, there was a rope that hung above, a single piton, driven into the stone.
Yeah, we reset that.
Yes.
While this is going on, Pilakka wants to start casting Detect Magic on the room.
Okay, it's actually interesting that you say that. Go ahead and give me a D1000.
Oh, God damn it, guys. God
We're
damn it.
all dead.
Well, I'm gonna walk away now.
I bet.
Before this.
Yeah. All right, that's the world ending.
Playing with you guys
Let's see.
You
Tonight-
couldn't have rolled 3 more than that?
or
I'm kinda glad I didn't.
That is from Tired Soul. That is their monthly use. So
That is from Tired. That's a nice way of...
My soul is tired too.
Is the bossy still naked from climbing down the rope?
not naked. Definitely not
Okay.
naked.
As soon as I hit the bottom, I said that I wanted to rearm.
Jeebus.
Okay.
God damn it.
the last thing I wanted was to turn out that the walls are turning into a fucking swarm of angry locusts or some shit, and I'm butt ass naked.
Oh boy.
We'll be lucky to get locusts.
Oh, see, this isn't good. He's rubbing his face.
All right, it's not terrible, right? Like it's not
It's not terrible.
it's not
I
terrible.
love that quote.
But
always
it's funny. It's funny for me, mostly.
Of course it is.
Of course it's funny for you. Everything's funny for you.
This is just called
Everything's funny.
shift. 663 shift. Target or spellcaster is shifted to the previous room.
Oh, no! Oh no!
What?
He went back up.
So it's just as simple as that. The moment that Pilakka tends to casting the spell, where normally you would see the eye kind of focus in and shift this silver, it seems that Pilakka almost snaps out of existence.
So
The
like,
bird
is it
is
like
no
a
more.
warp kind of thing? Like,
What the fuck was that?
Where did the bird go?
And then she's gonna call down from the top. Once more with feeling.
Well, you better not be jumping.
Oh.
Flop
we-
hard.
Do we have any? Can do it again, but reverse.
I cast read magic again.
Okay.
Oh, God.
oh,
You cast a basic spell and it seems to function, right? There's nothing immediately for you to read, but it seems to function. It's almost as if some deity from on high is messing with your powers.
The ley lines here are, what do you call it? Fucky.
You're gonna be a little bit fucky if you expect me to climb back up there and carry you down again.
Did the bird
Well,
person
you'll be
literally
jolly well
just use-
fucking without me.
This is words I never thought I'd hear. We're all using the word fucky, and it's apparently useful right now.
Bring me down.
I haven't said fucky.
Well, there you are.
Up.
does the bird always do this? Like, does he teleport all the time?
Nobody
I don't
knows
know.
what the bird does or what's in its robes.
The bird
The
is
bird's become
the
a
bird-
giant chocobo once before, but hey, whatever.
The bird is the word. That's all I have to say. I thought you.
Oh,
Would
Lord.
So the
Like, get up, throw him down.
how do we get the bird?
Can the bird glide? Like, just,
No, that's an optional Tengu racial or a witch hex, neither of which I have.
I need to
Can
get
you-
a voice so that
Can you
people
do
know what I'm into.
parkour?
Oh,
Yeah.
what's that?
Can you do parkour?
Not well.
Wait, was parkour invented this time?
Well,
Well, a
Well, I
gypsy
mean, I guess-
parkour, like a
All
equivalent.
acrobatics.
Well,
yeah.
she can do roughly par, which is to say she'll get to the ledge and fall.
I've done that already this campaign. It's not fun.
You're
you're
not
not gonna-
way enough to break anything if you hit the ground. You're like a cat. Just put out the arms and go.
Do we have a blanket we can catch her?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Do we have like a
blanket's going to stop a
Oh.
60-foot fall?
I have
But
a canvas, but
Weighs like 2 pounds.
I am light, but a wee bit brittle.
Just a wee bit. You had a boss to
Alright.
carry you down.
Abasi, go get her again.
What? Look at you want me to get naked again? Climb up the ramp and then
Sorry,
grab the
you
bed.
want me to go get her? That sounds better.
I think that's
Actually,
hilarious.
My
But
strength.
I also have
I
this
don't have a
whole.
terrible strength. I'm kind of strong.
I
I
got
can
this
get her.
bundle of canvas here. You can just see
Fine.
what happens.
I'm gonna go and start to climb up the rope.
sure, give me a climb.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Very good. You managed to climb up the first 15 feet very easily. So, will you continue?
Can you get ready to catch her if anything
Yes.
happens?
Go for it. Have at it. That is a bit more difficult. That's actually the DC. So I'm gonna go even or odd in your favor. What do you think here? Even or odd?
I'm gonna start pulling out that canvas and be like, "Hey, your
Yeah.
rugs, I'll give me a hand there, just in case."
Yeah, actually,
gotta
that
go
sounds
even?
like a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna grab the side as well.
Odd. All right. Odd. You fail the climb here. Go ahead and give me a reflex. You can still recover. You're naturally incredibly dexy, so I believe you'll be all
Where's
right
the
here.
reflex? Do.
Yeah, you're good. You. It was just a momentary slip, just pulled you back down just slightly, but you're able to grasp quickly on, so enough to kind of get the blood pumping here. Continue your climb if you would. Very good. Yeah, I'll give you another 30 feet or so. You're about 15 feet up. Pilakka, you can see the cat emerge from the darkness. Do you spring down to assist? What do you do here, Pilakka?
No, Pilakka's just watching expectantly.
Okay, I thought as much. One last climb, please. All right, that's not the DC, so let's just hit that with one more reflex, please. Okay, that's a critical fail.
Good thing we have the tarp.
Yeah, right. We got the canvas out, ready to go, man.
Wild magic really is just it finds inventive ways to fuck up the day.
All right. Interestingly enough, after 30 feet, you're going to get a secondary save. So go ahead and give me another save. This is a bit harder because now you have momentum behind you. Very good. Very good.
Oh, wow.
Well, she's not that asking if you know how to do parkour, but all I'm saying is how to kick off walls and shit.
I think she's doing acrobatics. Isn't that what it is?
Yeah, you are able to grab onto the rope. Luckily, you weren't in a similar situation as Abasi that first time, so you're not going to slam into the wall. But I am going to do a little bit of damage here to you. 1d4.
I think it was me that slammed the wall.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry, forgive me.
I was a champion with a bird on my back.
Yes. Take 1
was
point
showing
of
off.
damage. The rope seems to burn at your paw. You have a rope burn.
Okay.
Did you just fucking kill Hydrate Bot?
You're pretty much back to where you're 15 feet from the rest of your crew. Pilakka,
Wait, I've only gone 15 feet up, or
Well,
I'm 15 feet
you were
from
at
the top.
you were at 45 feet, and then you fell 30.
30. Jesus.
Yeah. So, Pilakka, the struggle is real. You can see that she is reaching the best she possibly can here. Do you
Catley,
continue?
Maybe-
do you want my gloves? I have gloves.
Maybe send another one up.
I got this.
We
But can
believe
you
that's
get
why
back
we
down? This is the problem.
Huh?
But can you get back down with the bird?
Well, at this point, we could just send it up with the pittons and run a ladder down.
Until you
Wait,
treat your hand, I'm going to hit you with a circumstantial deficit.
Okay.
It's not tremendous, but it's just enough to really become a problem. It's -2 to your hand-based strength checks and dex.
All right. I'll come down and hand the rope to Abasi and say, "What was that about a ladder?" I'm sorry. I thought that sounded like you volunteered.
Well, no, I said, with all the jumping you've done, and off that wall
done
and that
jumping.
wall, you could just take another rope and we could run them next to each other. You could have a ladder. You could get like a little monkey going on with it.
I'm not going anywhere for a little bit. It's your turn.
Let me see your hand on it. Calm down a little hit before I get hit with it. I didn't want any blood on my face. It
It's
didn't
no
come from the
blood.
thing I stabbed. Here, no,
I
it's
I
okay.
hurt my beans. I'm good.
But I'm not here. Your beans are fine. Look, we'll go over it real quick, like.
Very good, Abasi. You take much care, despite your almost babbling. You express a certain diligence when it comes to this particular portion. He's very ginger in his approach, very gentle, and
He has
he's able-
really intense heal and survival checks.
Yes, and it shows. You can tell it's not going to knock the sting away, but you don't think that you're going to see any additional problem here. Solid
Wow,
side
I
rest.
didn't think you were so
good.
gentle before.
Well, I might not know when any one of you is going to kill me, but I'd rather let you stay alive until then. Fine, all right, whatever. I'll take my armor back off and climb back up the fucking rope.
Worth it.
So what did we say? I get to go 6 above whatever this is when I'm not wearing my armor because it's so heavily negative.
Oh yeah, we'll add 6 to whatever you're rolling. Which that puts you at 15. You're good.
Good.
I gotta do it again.
Go ahead. That's not good.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
That's
boy.
Oh wow.
that's not good.
You
We
goddamn
need
top
rope?
fluffing bird! What is going on up here?
Sorry, Pilakka. You're kind of just gonna stay there, I think.
Nobody better blame me for this. All I wanted to do was detect magic. That is standard caster shit.
Abasi, you're able to recover, but luckily, at half of your speed, your fall was 10 feet because you'd only climbed 10 feet. So, my friend, continue your climb up.
A lot of you remember this as the day that you watched the bossy motherfucking scarab hide climb a rope.
Beginning to think this place is cursed. Just saying.
Did he say try to climb a rope or climb a rope?
Give me one more. Very good. You move slowly with assurance in each of your steps or your stride, your climb. You're able to reach the top. Bead of sweat breaking over your brow. Pilakka. He throws his body over the lip of the hole.
Well, what do you know? I'm the best climber that has ever done it. Ever! You've never seen a dwarf climb up like this before? No! I'm not an elf. Don't make me bullshit for you.
Save your bragging for once we are back in.
I'll save the bragging for when I land on you on the way down.
Just make sure you bring the bird down.
Don't die!
Hold on! Throw the bird! Alright, I got it. Hey, bird, you're going in the hole.
Do a flip!
Did you really just tell him to do a flip? I might like you.
Just please. Wait, did you leave that fire stuff down here?
Xanjafar takes out his flask and takes a sip before.
I think she wants us to die.
I reach out for the flask, not even giving a crap what's in it. I'm not a drinker, but this seems like a good time to start.
Sure.
Cheers.
I will saddle up with my bird and attempt to climb down.
Perfect. In case you guys didn't know, they're all broadcasters. Yep. They're Twitch streamers. So
I can't hear you, what?
Can you tell?
I haven't had a chance to move my mixer into a usable area yet. I gotta get over here.
I had to actually read my mixer to see what that was. I'm like, wait, what's reverb? I don't even remember. Because I only just used...
Mine's based on a foot pedal.
I need a foot pedal.
Yeah,
anyway, sorry.
Let's continue to not fuck this up.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Wait just a moment. It's all right, lad. You jumped the gun.
What do you mean?
Okay.
What do you mean?
Those
are both +6.
Yeah. The game changes when you put someone on your back.
Ah, it does, I guess. But that first one still passes.
Pilakka is also going to cast guidance on him for a +1.
Oh, God.
Okay. I figured you might. So we're gonna add 7 of that. That's gonna break the DC. Your DC is 14 for climbing down.
All right, so we're good. Oh, wait, that's a plus what?
Plus
7.
6.
Because
It's plus 6 because
of the guidance.
guidance only lasts for a single check.
It's only one check. So that still should be good though.
That's meeting the DC, so it's even or
Oh,
odd.
right.
But I need to point this. I'm really slow. We're not that far from the ground. So even if we fall at this point, they have a tarp and we're not that far from the ground.
You're right. You have succeeded in 2 climbs so far, with the 13 and then the 8 that you rolled when you add 7 and then 6. So now to this, you're reaching at about the 30 point. So even or odd in your favor.
See, he was going to ask me that, right? I saw that coming, but then I was like, I don't know what is even and what is odd, but this whole situation is a little fucked, so let's go with odd.
And it is, in fact. It's odd.
Wow, nice.
You are able to beat that challenge. Give me 2 more climbs.
Oh, fuck. Nope.
Oh, that is not it. That is not it. Luckily, that's 30, and you're making your way down. So 4. So that's going to be a 20-foot fall. And by nature, you are naturally going to stop 10 feet of damage. So you're looking at a D6.
Wait! How did we get to 20 feet?
Because you move at half of your climb for each climb check.
Okay.
It's a 60-foot hole.
So what does that put me at for my climb then?
That particular point, add 6 to that. That's 13.
That's
1
14.
below the DC.
No, I mean like for distance. How far does each climb check move me?
10 feet. That's it.
Really?
Yeah.
So my
You move-
climb up is 20 a pop, but my climb down was 10.
I basically just let you coast on the
Let
3
me go. Oh.
because you were trying to move, but you're moving very carefully at this point. Now you actually have duress that's making you meet those checks. So you can give me a reflex if you'd like to try to stabilize, and that's good. You're able to do it. You can reflex and save just off of that. Give me one more climb, please, because you're certainly going to fall that last 10 otherwise.
Xanjafar turns to Donkor and says, "Can we burn this rope after this is done?"
Just say fucking
Just
free
back
fall the
up.
last 10 purposely.
Just enough. You know what? You get to the lip of the room itself, and then you drop into whatever net or canvas they're holding.
Woo!
Are you
What?
just
You
gonna
didn't think
let
I could
go?
do it? You looked at me and you went, oh, look at him, his stubby little arms and his legs. But you know what? I went up there, I got that bird out of the tree, and I'm never doing it again, so I hope you've committed it to memory.
Perhaps Workhorse is warmed up now.
Well, I'm not going to be your battle mount either. If I find you standing on me shoulders throwing spells, I swear to God, I'm going to run you right in the room.
All right, you're welcome, Pilakka. Now, what do we do? What we can't. This isn't the whole place. That
Pilakka
person
would like-
dead.
Start putting my gear back on.
Pilakka would like to read magic again.
Sure. As you cast Read Magic, I'm guessing that you're trying to cast Detect Magic.
Yeah, I'm sorry, detect, not read.
Okay. When you cast Detect Magic, you're not going to find anything in this room itself. Nothing triggers or
Oh, that
sends
could have only
anything
saved
there.
us a half an hour.
But there's a memory here.
There's a memory here.
For me, there's a memory here.
You ever heard of Curious George? His cousin is a dwarf.
That's... Wow, I hope that's not the case.
It's the bird in the yellow hat.
So you have here these doors. These twin stone doors.
I would like to do a dungeoneering check on the doors.
What are you trying to do?
I'm just trying to figure out if I can find like how it opens, like if it does open, which direction, and like
Then give me a perception.
what kind of door it is.
Give me...
It wouldn't be dungeoneering though, because it's a dungeon door.
Not quite. Dungeoneering isn't as linear as that. It's not like a catch-all.
Okay,
You have to be
so
able to
it's-
see first if there's anything that might give it away.
Okay,
Before I can
so I
do
have to
additional.
look and find something dungeon-esque, and then use
Yeah.
the dungeon.
It'd be like
Okay.
a monster in a dungeon, or stone type, or something else that might trigger that dungeon sense of sorts.
Okay, I've never used it. I've always been just a barbarian or something that just breaks stuff, and I don't know things.
All right, that's fair. Give me a perception, lad. Let's see what you got.
18.
Okay, you believe the door itself is just meant to be parted. It's a split double door, and it's similar to the one entering into the tomb itself. But this isn't far past sandblasted. There's not a wall of grit and sand that's been built up against this. It shouldn't be very difficult, which only leads you to question what actually killed the person at your feet.
Right.
May I check the corpse and see if Pilakka wants to kind of lightly check it without disturbing the bones too much. He doesn't want to just rifle on through, but cautiously check for a sign of death, or
Sure.
cause of death.
Give me a heal check, please.
Mhm. Sorry, being slow.
No problem at all. Yeah,
There it goes.
Pilakka, it doesn't really take you long before you're able to discern that this person died.
Shh. Ignore that.
No,
Double
no
click.
problem. This person died from the fall. They unfortunately met an untimely demise falling from the rope itself. Clutching the hammer and the pittons, you can see now that they were on their way down, missed some much-needed checks and plummeted, rolling to their final resting spot here. Many
Did
years
you just make
ago.
a pun?
Did I?
Rolling, failing their checks.
No pun intended. Not this time.
And what race is the corpse?
Human.
Human. Okay. Am I able to
Interestingly
tell male
enough-
or female?
It looks male by nature, but the skin, while leathery, it still maintains most of its color, and it's not Garundi by nature.
Okay.
It's very
Pilakka
pale.
is just.
Very, very pale. So it's not from this area at all.
Oh. Well, Pilakka's going to say, this one perhaps should have brought a dwarf. Quite useful.
Maybe for you, but I think we need to look around the room again so we can get out of this place so we don't have to climb up any more ropes. Donkor, can he roll a perception to see if he can find anything like in the corners of the room?
You can try. It's not terrible. It's not terrible, Donkor. You don't think that there's anything like that. It doesn't seem as if there are any mechanisms, any traps. Nothing kind of sends off your spidey sense here. It really looks like that it was a drop down into the basin of the level of the tomb itself.
Okay. So we're still trying to figure out a way out of this hole. Got it.
Well, if we saw that these doors were like the doors up top, we should just be able to pry them open. Correct?
Should be. Yes.
Well, now I've got dressed and undressed twice. Why have none of you opened the door?
We were waiting for you.
Oh, well, thank you. You've really defended my chastity as a nice virgin lady. But now we can get on with the adventure, I think.
You guys gonna open it? I'm not opening that.
It's true.
Nope.
Donkor's not opening that.
I'm still drinking out of my flask. Sipping. I'm sipping. I'm not.
Okay. All right.
Sure.
I thank you for saying that. I needed to make sure that you weren't quite deeply imbibing.
Little sips, baby
Yes.
sips.
Okay. So who's going to try their hand at the door?
Children, cowards, and get this goddamn thing off my feet. I'm just going to gently try and open the door, seeing as I've already done my attempt at figuring out if the door was dangerous, and it did not appear to be.
Should we move the body before we try to open the door?
I say no. We don't want to disturb it. Right?
But it doesn't look like he was like a part of the whole don't mess with these people kind of thing.
I agree, but I kind of feel like better safe than sorry.
Fair enough.
That being said, Abasi is standing over the body after having flipped it over, breaking the arm off.
They were very clear on the whole who gives a shit about robbers thing. I think that they even said.
Can I say that? Can I kind of move the arm back closer?
Yes.
Like,
You definitely can.
Pharasma said the thing she hates the most is him. So as far as I'm concerned, stepping on his bits is getting me luck.
You know, that logic might sound sound if it were anywhere else.
Well, maybe I just don't want dead on my shoes. Anyway, I'm going to have one quick look at the door to see if I can find any sign of it being dangerous. And if not, I'm just going to open it.
It doesn't look dangerous to you. Again, you don't have the keen eye of a trap hunter or maker for that matter, but it doesn't look trapped, it doesn't look bad. It just looks like it's a door that has been laid to rest for a very, very long time.
I've grown up in the crop aisle. This looks like a very standard door to me. No big deal. I'm going to open it.
Okay. It's going to take a bit of a strength check.
I'm going to.
You can tell that
move-
it's not meant to be opened from this side.
Oh my God. Can I just throw my arm into it again?
It's in case the dead people want to get out.
Is everything in this place stuck?
Sure, Abasi, you can tell that it's starting to give. With a little assistance, you're able to pry it further. It's not going to take a lot.
I can't get into any. Oh, there we go.
It shifts just enough. You've given yourself enough of a breakaway that everybody can pass through.
Is this a lot? Is the door just opens? I think.
Let's go ahead and
It
give
looks
you
like a hallway.
vision. There you go. Into your next spot. It leads you into a corridor. The walls of this corridor feature bas-relief carvings of great battles. Armies with spears and shields clash at the direction of generals, while others lead direct troops from chariots that are ruthlessly overrunning their enemies. engraved stone double doors stand at either end of the hallway.
This guy's really Man was either somewhat very important, I mean, and he's a general whatever, or he took himself way too seriously. Look at all this shit everywhere.
I mean, I could see it, and I'm just looking to see if there's anything we can grab without disturbing them.
Isn't it odd for a paladin of these parts to be bad-mouthing the dead inside their own resting place?
Listen, I spent a lot of time really talking up the dead, and you see how that got me? Was betrayed, beaten, imprisoned, and I lost everything. As far as I'm concerned with my new god, so long as I'm not stepping on Pharasma's hands at all, this guy, he just better have what I'm looking for. I need information, and the dead don't talk much, so he can deal with it.
If you say so. And Pilakka is going to keep watching Abasi as he walks forward.
Fair. You guys are going to have to move your tokens eventually.
Oh, I will move my token up a bit then. I want to look at the walls. I'm looking for more information about what I have talked to you about in the past.
Sure. As you peer at the reliefs on the wall, it shows more so that Akentepe is depicted as a bit of an older man in these engravings. He seems to be riding in a chariot. It seems like he's carrying yet again the same scarab shield. His other arm points at his own reflected depiction on the opposite door.
Not that I think there's any chance of it being true because we're in the desert. Scarabs are used anywhere, but I want to compare the design and the craftsmanship between my family crest to the shield, because the Pommets have been around for forever. They have a tendency to help out the pharaohs and other royalty. If this guy's a general, maybe I'm finding something I didn't know about.
Sure. That's not a terrible guess, actually. As you kind of compare and contrast your own family crest to the shield itself, they do bear a remarkable resemblance. You're not necessarily sure if it's the same, because the scarab is often depicted in many renditions of the Osirian Desert, especially since at points there have been gigantic scarabs. In fact, one of the larger cities has the husk,
a giant one in it that isn't necessarily dead either.
This one actually is. This is I think it's Newt, and it's a colossal scarab, quite literally the size of multiple buildings. A small city is parked inside of this thing.
Yeah, one of those creatures that had the potential to end Galarian. I remember looking into when trying to figure out what the fuck the desert was about.
Oh yeah.
Which, of course, I'd assume any character living in the desert would know about to make any kind of connections to anyway, because it wouldn't be a small facet of information.
Anybody else doing anything here?
Read magic. Detect magic again.
Sure.
Teleports to the last room.
That would be a lot better.
Detect magic itself isn't. It isn't actually bringing up anything else. You're not seeing anything that would lead you to believe that there's arcane anything in this hallway.
Okay. Can I move while that's active?
You totally can. It's just maintaining it, right? And until something happens which would cause you to turn that off, or until you manually turn it off, it sort of just remains on while you focus.
Okay, yeah, then she's just going to keep it up until otherwise noted.
Okay, now you are aware that maintaining that field of vision for long periods of time will begin to, you'll have to start making fortitude saves because it starts giving you migraines. It's like you're peering into the weave of magic itself, and it can be a bit straining even to someone as tried as your own self.
Okay, gotcha. Well, then I'll keep it until it starts giving me a headache.
Very good. Okay.
That said, I slam into doors and look at things. I'm not very good at not blundering into pointy shit, but I want to make another perception check before I go anywhere to see if there's any more pointy shit.
Okay.
Does anything look sus in this bitch?
It does.
My life. Going from room to room. It does?
It does, actually. Something sticks out to you. Now, bear in mind, You guys can't see anything in the map, right? There's nothing here that you can actually see here.
No, I can see
No.
until that door
Right.
and as far back as the other room.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all black everywhere else.
All right. Now, like I said last week, if you are watching stream, you will see things that you're not supposed to, and it will tank your immersion.
Yeah, I
I
always just put
only
up,
have chat.
Okay.
I have chat over here, and then
I have chats as big as the screen.
Abasi, you do actually see something. Maybe
Okay.
it's how long you'd spent wandering tombs. Maybe it's the fact that your direct lineage has bonuses regarding the stone itself. Something does seem off. Amidst the sandstone, there seems to be a bit of a depression. It appears that
Can-
there's some sort of plate in the steed of the door itself.
I will immediately bring this to the attention of both of our rogues because I found it. I kind of think if I step on it, something bad will happen, but I don't know traps.
rock, paper, scissors.
Who wants to touch it?
Well, let's see.
Let's see.
Do you rock, paper, scissors?
No, Donkor will probably check it out. Just trying to see, what could I use? Could I use
Perception could help here. Perception
Okay.
will help you identify what could potentially be going on. Also, this isn't a matter of stepping
Yeah.
on toes. If you feel like you'd like to also check Ryu, then you can.
Yeah, I think I want to check as well.
Okay.
Being the second string rogue. Never mind.
Palaka's going to try to start shifting unnoticeably towards the door through which we came.
Okay. Donkor, you are peering at the mechanism itself. You realize you kind of have to basically be like right up on it in order to see this. But it begins at about here. This is when you can see the depression in the sandstone. That being said, you can't seem to make it out. Maybe it's just time, right? Time can do crazy things to the floor. You start getting difference in elevations. There might be holes or leaks. There are also sand moles and things like that that will burrow through and drop various parts of rooms out. So it's not that insane. The depression itself seems to align its way with the stone slabs. So it's fitting.
Okay. So, and dungeoneering and appraisal wouldn't help here, right?
Dungeoneering. You can try dungeoneering. We might be able to give you something a little bit more there.
I have a question.
Oh.
So, like, real fast.
Okay.
If
This
another
is going to be
character
my day today. Wow.
If another character perceives something, can they show that to another character, and that
Totally.
becomes their
Totally.
perception?
No,
So if
no,
I
it's
move up-
not a matter of. It's not like you borrow their perception in that case. So this is sort of how it is. When I'm trying to explain to people, Abasi has located something that he thinks is shifty. He says, "Hey, this doesn't fucking look right. Something's going on here. I know because because living in places like this my whole life, something's wrong." And he expresses that to the rogues. Now, you guys, as career professionals in rogues in one form or another, either you are a dungeon dweller or perhaps you're a merchant, you found yourselves here, and you have to rely on your skills. If you can't find a trap, then you may just be like, well, it might be a trap, might not be a trap. That's
Fair
really
enough.
the cut and dry of it. It just could be one of those things. Like, well, maybe we avoid it, maybe we don't. Who knows?
So perception is always internalized, no matter what.
To a degree, yes. There are some instances that your perception will alter, but in this case, it is sheerly based off of your save, and you believe in your rolls, right? Like in this case, Donkor, if you are regular at defining the location and the style of trap based off of what you have, it's like, I don't think there's one here. I think there might be something, but it could just be out of date.
I'm gonna move up on the other side and just double check. Wait, I didn't move past him, did I? Okay.
No, you're
gonna
very
move-
close. You're very close.
Okay, I'm gonna move even.
It's like,
Okay.
check something out real quick. Just explodes.
Haha. And I'm just gonna double check because I don't know. I'm there. I might as well, right? And then I'd use dungeoneering as well. And get the stuff.
Wow, what is going
Wow.
on today?
Holy fuck! The night of critical fails.
The lot of it over there. No, it's not on the roof. Look down. Just right. Oh, fucking shit.
No way,
How
dude!
does this happen, dude?
Wow.
You're basically just ahead, like investigating the door and trying
I
to.
need a lottery ticket. That's 3
Right?
sevens.
No one's going forward and touching, and everyone's just kind of looking, right?
That's
Yeah, we're-
insane.
Yeah,
It's like-
we're waiting for you to show us how it's done because we suck.
You would have succeeded at a a fucking casino, but in D&D you guys are just
Well, that's what
bombing.
I'm trying to figure out. Like, so the three of you are basically like the Three Stooges in front of me, right? Like,
Yes.
We know something bad is there. We just don't know what it is. For all we know, it could literally be the dead guy in the other room's foot is just ahead of us somewhere in the sand.
So I'm just gonna step forward and take a look around myself. Can I roll perception and see if I can find anything or no?
Yeah, you are going to take a look here. Give me a perception. As you basically bound forward, Neferani, you look around you and you see it, but you don't know if it's a trap. And when you bound onto it, nothing happens.
She just oh, my stars and oh no.
There's a luck reroll right there. You guys are actually going to get a luck reroll flat out. Thank you so much, Turbo Wars, for subbing in, everybody. I'm going to
Can I
take
use common sense
There
here
was-
and just be like, can I disable this?
If she's standing on it, I have tiptoed back out of the room.
I'm just kind of clutching the wall, just because I didn't know that you guys were daring like this. Like, I'm
Too
just-
many holes and
taking
people
back.
falling in them.
I'm gonna look at them just like, and then try to move forward towards the door.
Sure.
Like I'm gonna step forward.
I have
As soon
had
as
too
you
many
get off that plate.
experiences arguing with
Yes.
people about what and what doesn't constitute as punji traps to deal with
can I
this
use
shit.
escape artist here?
That's actually 2 luck rerolls. I just looked, and you guys do have 2 luck rerolls. We've hit 10 subs so far.
Oh, nice.
So Neferani, you basically just you leapt on, you danced right across this, and nothing, right? To answer your question, you said that you know, can I just try to disable this? You have to see the mechanism in order to attempt to disable it, right? Otherwise, you're basically Zoolandering the computer right now. You're like, what, how do, right?
Do we
That's
get?
fair.
Does that mean we get to have a gasoline fight?
Oh my god.
That would have been earlier if he fell down the rope.
That's a good point.
Oh yeah.
Fine point, my friend.
Neferani
Give up
starts
that school
across.
for ants.
I like how Abasi and Pilakka have backed out through
As
the
soon
door.
as you see somebody step onto an identified trap, all fucking nimbly bimbly and shit, you're like, they know what they're doing. They're a professional, and I will be in a different professional space.
I'm going to enjoy some milk out of a saucer. I'll be over here.
You guys are funny. I love it. Okay. You're at the doors. Neferani, do you wish to push through? These doors are a bit different. These particular doors themselves have what looks to be like brass fixtures, handles on them that you
Yeah,
can use to
everybody-
pry them apart.
Yeah, everyone else has had a chance at the doors. It's my turn now. I'm just gonna like.
As she does that, I kind of stand adjacent behind her, like peering over her shoulder.
Okay, give me a strength check, please, Neferani.
Waiting for a boulder to fall out of the roof.
Very good. You
Get
are
everybody
able,
but Neferani.
you're able to pry the doors open themselves, and it reveals to you something new. Let me go ahead and get it for you.
As the doors open, by the way, I'm gonna let Jafar, Xanjafar, look over my shoulder because I'm gonna turn back towards Abasi and just be like.
No, I can see clearly from here. Like, you'll have it completely under control. I'm with the bird. We're just talking strategy. Don't want to get flanked at all, you know.
Pilakka is
By a
staring.
rock, Pilakka? I can see it now.
Pilakka is staring at Neferani, feigning no conversation with Abasi.
Okay. All right. So it seems here, Ryu, you just decided to walk forward to meet Neferani, correct?
Correct.
All right. I'm gonna need a reflex
Oh God.
from Xanjafar and from Donkor, please.
Oh, and then you went.
Yeah. Oh.
What?
You got one more? If you really want.
You got it's true.
This
You
is
got
incredible.
one more.
There we go. You know what?
Is that gonna be enough? We will find out. Actually, I've got to know though. Where are you guys rolling to? With reflex, you have to quickly move in a direction. It's not. I mean, you could potentially try to leap up. What is your gut reaction?
If
I'm going to run forward. Like, I'm going to leap forward towards Neferani.
Okay, so what happens here? We see that Xanjafar decides to take a step forward, and as he does so, the combined weight of Neferani and our new friend here, Xanjafar, it actually causes the depression to sink, and as such, it begins rapidly firing darts across the wall.
Whoa, I didn't get to say what I gotta do yet.
Go ahead, tell me what you're gonna do here. You're gonna succeed.
You got riddled full of holes.
I would have immediately if I felt the floor move, I would have rolled through the door. Like I would have just exited that room completely.
Okay, all right.
Hold on, and been in the doorway, but not in the next room.
All right, well, in the doorway itself, we find...
Right into the door frame.
We find Neferani. So, if you're going through the doorway, then you're gonna hit her.
I would run into her? Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna hit her.
I guess, can I make an acrobatics check to see if I can, roll and then jump over top of her?
You can try. That's, it's a bit more difficult.
Okay, yeah. No, definitely.
Let's see what you got.
Bossy in the back, just like...
I set the DC at 16. Yeah, you're able
so
to...
I roll.
You
Go ahead.
leap forward, you roll, and with momentum, you find yourself... do you go above or below?
I kind of what is that called when you, whip around somebody's shoulder? There's, a term for it. Where you, hip vault? I don't...
Severe whiplash, yeah.
Yeah, just like if a car tries to hit you, and you just kind of slide across. But I do that with her shoulder.
This sounds like something I did in roller derby once, like in football.
He's trying to slide across you like the hood of a car.
I've dated that guy.
Neferani,
The one
please.
who really took old cop movies way too seriously.
Gone in 60 seconds. Sorry.
Oh,
Let's
God.
get a
Oh,
perception.
my
God, no!
Oh, Lord.
I meant left me. I'm joking. y'all are bad. I mean, I didn't mean that, but whatever.
Let's get a perception, please, and then we'll
Oh,
see if
I
you
want
get
to
a
watch all of this. What, are you kidding me?
This is you guys you'll be able to see this, but Neferani's back is
Oh, we gotta proceed.
Oh no! Remember, I turned around to mock him.
Oh, even
She
better.
was looking at me when this happened.
And I'm still trying to move forward right now. So
Oh no!
Great. This is perfect. Okay. All right. So yeah, you can see the darts as you're mocking him from the other side. The darts begin to fire, and this is when you see the quick action here. But you're quickly met by the Garundi man known as Xanjafar. Give me a reflex, please, to dodge him, Misty, or he might take Neferani out. Very good. You're able to roll with the punch here. He goes over the top. You just dip below. And
Nice.
he finds himself
Face full of Donkor.
springboarding just into the room. It's not going to be able to stop on a dime, unfortunately.
Oh,
Now, Donkor.
oh boy.
D for Donkor. Move to where you intend to move.
I'm going to try to move towards Neferani at this point.
Okay. Your reflex was just that.
So the idea is to go past her too, but
Yeah,
we'll
then
see what happens.
Your reflex was a 15. Yeah, that's fine. You'll be able to just break by this. You were nearly clipped. Several darts perforate the wall opposite you. So this particular wall here, there are now darts that have perforated the relief. You hadn't
And
seen them
all you
previously.
can hear.
You hadn't seen them previously. But now that you've witnessed it, the dust seemed to have fallen off what had fallen from the roof above, covering little parts of the relief, and the feathers that were attached to each end seemed to have cleared out the remaining tunnels of the trap in the wall. There are at least a dozen small spots meant to hit people with this. After you dash through, it returns back to a resting spot with a micro depression.
So is the sand cleared around, like how it depressed? Is this, I would assume that sand would sink, like making it obvious where this...
But it rose back up. It returned back to its resting spot.
Okay, so it got recovered with sand?
Not so much recovered itself, but when the sand started to kind of pull in, like when it began to fall in over the top of it, the moment that it rose back up, it created a rim around it.
Okay, cool.
It's a bit more visible, right? Everybody can see this a bit more now. And it seems to be about a 10-foot length trap by probably 6 or so wide.
Jesus. So is our perception of it a lot better now as a rogue? Like can we perceive it well enough to disarm it?
Well, now you're without a doubt certain that it's there. You triggered you definitely triggered the trap.
I don't know. I'm still not sure. I mean, I almost got hit by darts.
Does Donkor want to step back on it just to double check?
Oh my god.
Yeah, either one of us. Like, Donkor, do you want to assist me in disarming this so that we can get the bird and the...
Are we like? And so can I roll a perception to see if maybe I can see if there would be any more darts or a dungeoneering maybe?
Dungeoneering probably wouldn't help you here. You can make a perception check on the wall itself if you wanted to peer through each of the holes, but it's very thin, right? It's even smaller than like a peephole itself. So you're probably looking at maybe the thickness of a pencil at best.
Right.
And you have no idea how deep that goes.
Yeah, I ain't about that life.
What does Pilakka do?
Pilakka would like to, her and Gidok kind of split. She walks back into the room and makes right for the wall while Gidok suddenly runs out from under her cloak and doing some unsaid bidding of Pilakka's, starts to just clean the dust or the sand off of the pressure plate to fully reveal it as much as possible.
Sure, and you do. It doesn't trigger the trap. Nothing else happens in that regard. You're able to dust, and you actually reveal that there is a small trace line cut into the stone itself. It was disguised by the sand.
Okay.
And Pilakka, meanwhile, is going to pull one of the darts while he's doing it. She's not even watching Gidok do this. And she wants to observe the dart and see if she can detect any poison on the end of it.
Negative. If there was poison, it's long since dried up to this point. There is no a balm of sorts or salve, anything attached to the end of this. This was purely meant to pepper the target and bring them down. They are made of a dense metal material.
Does she recognize the feather that quills it or that fletches it?
Local peacock.
Local peacock. Okay, she's going to keep the feather. She's going to keep the whole dart.
Sure. Okay. Any amount of them or just one?
She'll take 3.
Okay. Go ahead and add that to your character.
Neferani, you do okay over there?
And the way that the pressure plate is now, is there any room to step around or over it to get to the exit, or does it completely block?
You guys definitely could. You could just step around it.
Okay, then Pilakka will very simply and calmly walk around the trap.
Okay. You make your way around. You feel very safe, and you slide into that next room. I'll give you some details here, especially since Ryu is here already. A faded tapestry hangs on wooden frame on the western wall of this chamber. Faded and delicate, the tapestry depicts a middle-aged man, accompanied by a woman and 2 children, with a small estate in its background. To either side of the tapestry are 2 small pedestals, upon which sit 2 dead and preserved animals. Stone double doors exit the chamber to the north, south, and east.
And Pilakka see from where she's standing in the doorway which animals are on the pedestals.
They're cats.
Oh. Neferani, I understand that this is a little too personal or too threatening. Pilakka will just hang back for the moment.
Can
just kind
I?
of taking things in.
Do I know what this is? As a follower of Bast.
Yeah, you are familiar. These are protectors. They were supposed to be taken into the afterlife to shield whomever in this particular tomb. They may have even been personal pets of Akentepe himself.
I'm just gonna kind of look at both, like at everyone, looking at the dead cats, and then looking at me, like I'm not gonna react because I am very curious to see how they react.
Donkor's not gonna think anything of it, but he's I'm gonna take a look at the device so we can try to disarm it, because unless Abasi already came through.
Yeah.
I feel like Abasi.
Oh, I just went around it because I watched the bird do it.
Watch the bird
Now,
do it.
do we want to disarm the trap if we have to get back out in a rush? Like, that's my question.
I mean, we know it's there. We could use it to our favor if something's on us.
Oh, true. Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
and then then we'll do that. So never mind. I will
Somebody
roll
has to remember that it's there.
I will roll a perception just to see if I see anything around this room, though.
On the door frame.
Besides the cat pictures.
On the door frame, Pilakka would like to place a visible arcane mark.
Okay. All right. Your arcane mark itself will only be able to be read in the arcane spectrum, unless you put some kind of physical seal on it. It's something to only be read by casters.
Okay, gotcha. She'll do that anyway.
Okay.
Just leave the arcane mark.
Sure. All right. Neferani, you've basically been in the doorway up to this point. Are you moving in, or do you find yourself kind of enamored at this trap right now?
I'm gonna move in.
All right. All right. It appears that everybody's stopped. They seem to be at a bit of an impasse when you try to push your way through. They're trying to take in the sights of this room. This room, much like the one above, has the lit or the unlit braziers that seem to hang from each corner, like a shield of sorts. You know that torches are meant to hang from these if they so wish to have them. There's a door to the north and south, a tapestry with depictions in the center, mummified cats on 2 pedestals on either side.
Stay a while and listen.
Any takers? Who's first?
Detect magic.
Nothing.
Donko doesn't think anything of the images. He's more so just he wants to look around to see if there's anything, another trap, because now he's very skeptical.
You said you wanted to take a look at the tapestry?
No, just to look around the room.
Okay. All right. Sure. Give me a perception. The room does not immediately appear to be trapped. At least as far as you can tell, it looks good.
Okay.
You see that Donkor is immediately looking around the room, trying to finger out if there are any other traps in the situation. He's keenly watching the floor below, looking at the walls around. Abasi, you seem to have stumbled directly to the tapestry.
Yes, Abasi is very interested in things left by the dead about their lives because he has a vested interest in finding out more about the living from the necropolis before they died. And also, so far we've only been met with a trap. This seems a lot quainter and nicer than the dead bodies and the evil scarab and the death darts.
Sure.
So I want to take a look at the tapestry.
Well, there are hieroglyphics here. Definitely hieroglyphics. And there is certainly a depiction, a story of sorts. Something is being told amidst this tapestry. Give me a knowledge local. There's a lot of inferment from this particular piece. And you're able to gather, based off of some contextual clues, that this is Akentepe's family. They are probably interred somewhere else in this tomb, very much so, possibly at a later date. It's likely that they befell some sickness, potentially. Give me a linguistics, if you have it. Okay. Yeah, you were able to decipher, peering over the symbols and the hieroglyphics. It seems as if Akentepe's family befell some bizarre tragedy, possibly murder or even sickness, and he was left widowed. It seems that he attempted to keep his military career after this. It's only then that he took cats and he took them to his grave.
This wouldn't be a super uncommon thing for me to have discovered being in the necropolis before, but so he became a little bit more of a broken man in my assumption. Took in cats, tried to keep his career going, but his tomb is certainly large and extravagant and dangerous.
So far, so.
I wonder if he became unhinged.
Potentially to be depicted.
But in the meantime, I'm going to be on the lookout for that, but I don't see a point in bringing it up to the rest of the party.
Okay. All right, you have 2 doors still. Did anybody else want to do anything here? How is... I've got to know, how is Neferani handling the cats? It's just common?
I think... I would think... I think so.
I mean, you're still different races, right?
I think that... I mean, I'm trying to... let's see. Let me actually noodle that through.
Wouldn't it be like if a person saw a dead monkey, it'd be like, oh, that's sad, but...
Or a dragon caring about a kobold.
If a monkey saw a dead monkey, right? Like...
True.
Yeah.
But she was probably expecting something similar. Because cats, I mean, it's not uncommon.
No, it's not.
No, so then I think she'd be fine.
Okay.
It's just, I mean, no one else was freaked out by the dead person, so...
Right, that's fair.
There's only one human with us, though.
Well, true. Touche.
Pilakka's seen a lot of dead humans. She made some of those dead humans.
Very true.
So proud of that.
Very true. Anything else? Are we moving forward?
Are either of the doors open or are they both closed?
One appears to be slightly ajar above the northern door itself. It is a singular brass fixture on the right side. It is meant to slide itself, and it seems that it's probably got a small crack in the door, like it wasn't quite closed many, many years past.
Okay. I guess I'll take note of that, but I'm not going to stick my eye up to it.
The southern door still remains sealed.
Well... And Pilakka's good to go. She's. What do you guys think? North or south?
You know what? I'm actually going to let you guys take a bit of a break here. We're going to step away for just a moment so I can get more water and take a quick bio. Me, our first break, and you guys can do your thing. When we return, hopefully we find ourselves in a bit of a combat predicament. I think that's coming up quickly. So. Run to the bathroom, do what you gotta do, get some popcorn, some water, snacks, and what have you. We'll see you guys in just a moment for episode 6, part 2, Tomoe's Mask. See you guys in a minute.